Senators are debating a bill that would provide more funding for our public schools.
The bill got its first round of approval last month and was voted on today after the second round of debate. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleider was at the Capitol and brings us the latest.
LB 583 would direct additional state funding to K-12 public schools and was introduced by Senator Rita-Sanders of Bellevue at the request of Governor Jim Pillen. The proposal is part of a larger package that also includes tax cuts, property tax relief, and a cap on school revenue growth, and would be the largest increase in state aid to public schools in Nebraska history at about $300 million per year. If passed, the state would pay public school districts $1,500 per student in foundation aid, starting with the 2023 to 24 school year. It would also increase state aid to school districts to help cover their special education expenses. Right now, special education programs and services are compensated for less than 50% of their costs that aren't already covered by state funding. This bill would increase that to 80%. Senators in support of the bill say it's important to put more funding into Nebraska schools, whether they're in rural or urban areas.
I think that this is a very smart proposal because it brings together senators from greater Nebraska and urban Nebraska to find some common ground on keeping our great public schools great and keeping an eye towards reduction in property taxes.
One amendment to the bill would allow it to get about 23% of its funding from the new Education Future Fund, which is like a rainy day account. That future fund is part of a separate bill currently in the legislature. Senator Conrad said while there hasn't been a strong opposition to the bill, there are some differing opinions on where money should be allocated and where it should come from.
It's an important investment. It's new money that's going into schools. It's an opportunity for schools to become less reliant on local property taxes. But what we're not seeing in this debate is what is the funding designed to deliver for students in terms of their outcomes.
Conrad and other supporters say the important thing is that Nebraska continues to find common ground across the state's districts to keep schools funded. Reporting in Lincoln, Matthew Mittleider, Channel 8 News.
And following the debate, senators did vote to move the bill forward. It will now go to its final reading before heading to the governor's desk.